everyone. Good evening and welcome to another Thursday night. Okay. I think we're good. Okay. Well, hello everyone. here's a better hello for us. Um, I don't know what was going on here, but at any rate, welcome to Thursday. I'm glad you are here with me, and we're gonna do some foiling stuff tonight. So I have a couple new things to show. So we obviously have the new Decafoil products, but I have some other things, and I thought so. It's been a little while since I was live on this channel. I feel like I've been doing a lot of stuff, but through the event. So where we left off on this album the last time, you know, I haven't done anything else because I said I wouldn't. I left it how it was. But we're going to use some of these Decafoil products to add an element into one of these pages tonight. So we're gonna do that, and I have some stenciling to show you. So I got both of the gels out. So you can either use the Duo gel or the Blanco gel. So the Blanco gel dries white and the Duo gel dries clear. You don't need heat with the Duo. You can use it with heat or without. With the Blanco, you do need heat. But at any rate, these are the new foils, which I'm sure many of you have seen. They just came out. We have the copper ripples and the pewter ripples. So what's interesting about these is that while it does have a copper and pewter hue, it's almost like tiny little scales that are also, it has like an iridescent look to it. I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but I'm trying to show you that. But we have those, and then we have obviously the new toner sheets. There are the A2 size. There's two different packs, so that's one of them. And then this is the other, Sunshine, Rainbows, Numbers. I'm going to be focusing on the Floral Fantasy pack. And then the cool part is that they also come in 8.5 by 11. And these toner sheets are different than before. So these go all the way to the edge. And that was really kind of important to us this time around, that the sheets went all the way over to the edge, because then you can use the whole sheet. But this is the cool part, and this is what I want to point out. So if you notice on the A2 size, it's the same pattern, but it's scaled down, so it's smaller. So this is what's important when it comes to kind of like album making, where you can use the same pattern but in two different sizes. So I was really excited that we were able to do that this time. So we're going to go ahead and do some of those things. I'm going to pull out my paper trimmer, because first I want to, we're just going to have to cut the paper that's going to go into the album. So let me grab my ruler so we can all be on the same page here. Hi, Jessica. All right, so what I'm going to do, since I'm going to add some of these florals into this album, I think this is the perfect place to do it. I want to add kind of like a gatefold page. So in order to do that, I'm going to have to measure and see what size I'm going to need. So this is 4 3/4. Okay, wide. And then we have 7 3/4 tall. So, I need a piece, well, 2 pieces to do kind of a gatefold thing, but we're going to do 7 3/4 first. Uh-oh. I have a lot of stuff on the desk today because I have my little mink thing over here so we can foil this. All right, so I'm going to cut this to 7 3/4 first. So that measurement is right. Okay, and then for 4 3/4, so it's going to need to be 2 3/8, I believe. 2 3/8. But since we're going to need to add a little bit for scoring, we have to add an extra 1/2 inch there, so. All right. Let me move that. That will be helpful. Okay, so here's how I got this, in case any of you are wondering. So 4 1 2 3/4. So we needed to cut that kind of in half. So that's going to be 2 1 2 3/8. So basically, if you looked at it, we're 4 1/2. You would then take that and divide that by 2. So then it's 2 1/4, and then you need to take, that's each 1/8 inch. So that's how I get the extra 1/8 there. Make sense? So that's 3/8. So then what we're going to need to do is add on an extra 1/2 inch to score. So that's going to take us, if you look at a 1/2 inch, that's 1 2 3 4/8. So if you're at 3/8, you'd go 4 5 6 7. Okay? Craft math, my friends. So 2 7/8 should be just what we need. And I'll show you why in a moment here. Okay. So I hope everyone's doing good tonight. Okay. So what I'm going to need to do is take both of these pieces and score it at a 1/2 inch. All right. And then I will put that little crease in there. For both. And we will see in un momento what I just made here. All right. So then when we take it back in here, and we'll be gluing this right on to the edges here. You see how it just perfectly meets in the middle. Like a little gate opening. So when we glue that on, it'll open like kind of like a window. So I think that's fun. So that's not the foiling fun part, but I had to get that part out of the way to show you. These are basically like our little doors. Okay? And on our doors, I think we want to put some of these elements. So what I'm going to do is cut a piece, 2 pieces, really, that will fit with a little black border. So again, I'm going to measure this, and you see that it's, you know, 2 3/8. So this is going to end up, we're going to cut the white paper to 2 1/4 by 7 5/8. So 2 1/4 by 7 5/8 is what we're doing there. So I'm going to take this to 2 1/4. And then I'm going to take another one to 2 1/4. And then I'll cut both of these to 7 5/8. In the meantime, I'm going to turn my mink on. You got to get that cooking. Okay. I hope I didn't lose anybody so far, but I think once I put this on top of here, it's all gonna make sense. Okay. So then our toner sheet is the perfect size for this with just a little bit of a border, a little bit of black border. So that's going to work out so nicely. We're going to end up inking this up a little bit and then foiling over it. So the first part of that is done. But I want to show you some other new items before we go any further. 2 of them I'm very excited about. Well, I'm excited about all of it. There's 3 things here. But we have a new stencil set that was just created today because I thought, what a wonderful time to have these new stencils. I've been thinking about these for a while, and we finally were able to do it today. But, so there's 2 different sets. They come in a set of 4 with this little string, or, you know, hangy thing. But these are called texture tiles. Okay? And what they do, they're 4x4 stencils. So there's 2 different packs. There's a scribbles pack and a burst pack. So they're all different kinds of like abstract textures that you can add with the gel. You can add with ink. Like these are kind of like scribbly ink blots. These look kind of like paint splatters. These are just, you know, you could put them in any orientation that you want. You can take them off the chain. You can tape them down. I think they're so cool, and you're going to see why I love these when we get to that point. And then this is the other set. These remind me of like little, just like ink markings. We have some odd-shaped ovals here. We have this is kind of like a cow print almost, and then some more scribbly-doos. But these, I think, are fantastic for adding simple texture to your projects. You can add these to albums. You can add them to scrapbook pages. You can add them to card making projects, anything you want. But I'm going to use a little bit of gel tonight and show you how to add a little texture over top of something else. Okay? So then we have this package, which I think is only $2.99. And it's basically like a swatch kit for your decofoil. This is one of the greatest ideas. Christopher was going to do this yesterday, but there was a bit of a flood at the store, so he was preoccupied. But he created this. So here's what comes in a little package. You get 2 of these. It's just a printed out foil transfer sheet swatch guide. And you get 3 sheets of these swatch stickers that fit perfectly inside these circles. And then what you can do, oh, thanks, Mary. then what you can do is rub your foil over top and write which one it is. And then he was so kind to make a finished one. So this is what it would look like once you've put all your foils on here. And so there's orange sketch, red static, green sketch, gold static, purple sketch, silver sketch. This is the new one, copper ripples, pewter ripples, rain glow, blue wave, tide pole. These are all Brutus Monroe colors, except this is just the regular, this is regular silver on this one. But isn't that so cool? I thought that was such a great idea. So I'm gonna just pull out a piece of the foil really quick, and I'm gonna show you guys kind of how easy this is. Because we're gonna need some of this foil anyways. So this is, and you get 16 pieces in this one. All right. So first thing I must do with a new foil pack is cut off that sticky part. Just get that right out of the way. It ends up getting stuck to everything. Okay. So I have a piece of the foil, and then I'm gonna take one of the swatch stickers and peel it off. And then I'm going to line it up in this circle. Just press it right on. Then you'll have to peel this backing off. The brown peels right off. And then we'll just take our foil and burnish it on. Get it real nice and burnished on there. And then once we've done that, you can just peel it back. And there we go. And see, look, it took perfect circle. And then you have your little swatch. So I'm going to go ahead so I don't forget. And I'm just going to write on here, copper ripples. Brutus Monroe. Perfect. So then, you know, I can take all of these other ones and pull out all my other foils one day, like maybe in an afternoon, and I can swatch on all of my other colors. And what you even could do, so even if you're not ready to do that right away, you can easily just peel back your stickers and just affix them into the circles, and then they'll already be on there. You know what I mean? So it's just so nice and easy to be able to oh yes, Penny. So the inspiration box for September is called Unique Unicorn, and it is rainbow-licious. You are correct. I actually filmed a video this weekend about that box, so that will be coming out soon. I have to do the voiceover for it still, and then upload it and everything. So I will finish that up this weekend and let you guys know when it's ready. But yeah, so I'm not going to sit here all night and put all those on, but that's what you can do. So I'm going to put all this kind of back together in this package. But yeah, I thought that's a really fun. And then this is, like I said, this for those just joining maybe, this is what that looks like once you've completed all of it. You have a nice, full idea there. Okay. All right, all right, all right. So, we're putting the leaves, or these little, I don't know what you want to call them, wheat maybe. We're putting those here, like a gatefold situation, okay? But we're also going to need to have a piece on the inside of this. So, and this is what we're going to need we're going to need the gel on. So that's, again, 4 3/4. So that's going to be 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/8. And then the length is 7 5/8 again. But for the inside, I really love this flower print. So I think we're going to use that. So we're going to do 4 5/8. By 7 5/8. And then we should be good for the inside. And then I can go ahead and start kind of foiling this up. So I am just going to foil this with our copper ripple is what this is called. So I'm going to just end up running this through twice. Since the sheets are 6 by 6, we'll do this part of the design, and then we'll run it back through and do the other side. So I just put it in a little carrier sheet, and then I'm going to pop it. The mink should be good to go at this point, so we're going to foil that right on up. And then once that's all foiled kind of on both ends, we're going to add in some gel. Because you can do, I don't know if you guys know, you can do like a double foiling. It's really exciting. I'm going to get some of my coffee here. I'm actually drinking, so this is my Iowa mug. I know I have all these crazy mugs, but this is my Iowa mug that Taylor sent me. Okay, ooh, that is hot, 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 my friends. All right, so we are gonna have our little peel and reveal. Ta-da! Shiny, shiny. Right? Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and pop this foil, a new piece, onto the top section here. And just, you know, run that in. Christina, I believe Penny posted a link. I don't have the ability to post a link right at the moment. I don't have my computer up and running next to me today, but I'm sure somebody can pop in a link there. You guys, Henry is running up and down the steps and in and out of the craft room. It's the funniest thing. He has this little toy that he just loves to chase around. Okay, so now that we have that, little peel and reveal. Da-da-da-da. Nice, foiled, fancy, fun. Oh, wow. I just love it. Okay, so, you know how I love to do inking around everything. So I'm going to do a couple different colors. So I'm just going to pull out the Distress inks today. And I'm going to use some Vintage Photo and some Fossilized Amber. So the reason I'm going to do this is going to add like kind of like an extra little burnout here. And I'll show you what I mean. So maybe if I do this against a black piece of paper, it will have a little more impact on the screen. All right. Are we in the frame? There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to take some of this fossilized amber on a just a foam I'm using today, and I'm just going to come in from the outside, and I'm going to go like pretty deep in there, like 2 inches maybe. But I'm concentrating most of the color on the outside corners. And now the reason I'm using this color is because it really kind of goes with the theme of what I'm doing in this like fall themed album. But I think the great thing is with kind of taking my time to create this whole album is that I have the ability to show you all different techniques that can go into it. So it is a little different. Speaking of albums, so I did want to tell you, we made the decision this week to, and I kind of had to figure out how the logistics were going to work for this. But our album making event in October. Now it is in person. People are coming in person, and it's going to be so much fun. But there have been quite a few people who are unable to come but have interest in it. So I have found a way to be able to stream everything we're doing through Zoom and record it while we're doing it. So there is now a virtual option for that. So I will say, with the virtual option, you will get the materials will be shipped. You'll have a couple things that might be a little different. Whereas, like, here's a perfect example. So there's like the cover of the big album. We're gonna be heat embossing that, like, kind of like at a heat embossing station at the in-person event. Whereas, like, at the at-home event, I'm gonna have to send you like a little bit of that embossing powder and able to do it. So there's a couple things that you're gonna get that would be like in lieu of lunchtime. Plus, it will ship to you. So, I wanted to make that kind of clear up front. But yes, so there's an option now on the product where you can pick a virtual version. So it's going to be fun either way. I will say that it's going to be a fun weekend. I am so excited about those albums that we're making. Oh my goodness. So we haven't sent out an email or anything about that yet. I'm going to work on that tomorrow. But I did want to tell you guys tonight that those who were interested in the virtual side of things, that option is now available. So that's exciting. All right. So after I put the fossilized amber on, I'm just going around with some Vintage Photo, kind of just right at the edges. And it's just darkening that edge a little bit. To give it a little bit of contrast. Okay. I might go back in and add like a little more fossilized amber like through the middle later. But I'm not sure. I don't know if I like the burnout yet. We will see. Yeah, I thought so too, Mary. So more people can have an opportunity to join in on the fun. I thought that, I was thinking we have to kind of figure out a way to do this. And I will tell you, since we had the Create Your Own Ending event, the way that I did all that kind of got me to thinking, like, maybe we can do this. Because I was like thinking, I don't know, it's gonna be really hard to do that and da da da, but I think I figured it out. So I'm excited about that. Okay, so I want to do this part next so it can have some time to dry. So this is where these cool stencils come in. And like I said, these are called texture tiles. They're brand new. There are 2 different 4-packs. And what they do, they give you an opportunity to add some texture to your project. So what I'm going to do is just undo the little chain for this. Since I'm using gel and I'm going to need to wash this off after, I'm going to go ahead and just separate it out. But I think that it's going to add a really cool element to this. Now, I don't know that it's going to dry in time during this live to actually foil this piece, but we'll see. So I'm going to use the Duo Gel, and I'm just going to use a palette knife. And I just have a little bit of purple tape. You could use pixie spray on these if you choose. You don't have to. I'm just putting a little purple tape down to keep the stencil in place, and I want to cover up the little hang hole. And just some of the edge there, I think I want to kind of mask off a little. Just in case I slip. All right. Now, this is, like I said, the Duo Transfer Gel. And I'm just going to put a little bit onto the palette knife. And I'm going to go over the stencil. And I'm going to end up going off the edge. And that's okay. I want it to go off the edge. I want it to look like there's like kind of a continuation beyond the piece of paper. And the reason I want to do that is because that's where I think the texture like looks kind of awesome, because you're covering over all the layers that you've already added. So that is, I think, one of the keys to albums or like mixed media or anything like that, is when you can create layers. Okay. So I'm just going to leave that there. I'm going to close it up in a minute. I want to wipe off the edge of the jar. It's a little thing you should do. You should make sure that the edge of your jar is clean, because if not, you can end up gluing it shut. Because if it dries, it almost acts like a glue. And yeah. All right, so that is the gelling part. Now we're gonna go ahead and peel the stencil back. So let me pull my tape back. Nice and carefully. Ta-da! Look, you guys. I think that's so cool. That little extra texture there. All right, so let me get a little paper towel or a baby wipe or something to put my stencil on, so I can make sure it doesn't, the gel doesn't dry too much on there. You don't have to wash that off like immediately, but I wouldn't let it too long onto your stencils. Okay, so let me move this away. But yeah, so you can totally see that on there now. So what's going to happen is this is going to dry, and it dries clear. But once this does dry, we can put another piece of foil over top of this. And since it's the Duo Gel, you can do one of two things. You can either run it back through the laminator, or you can put it in a die cutting machine just in between the plates, and the pressure from the die cutting machine will adhere the foil because it'll dry kind of sticky. So I'm gonna totally do this. And like I said, I'll set it off to the side for now and see kind of what it looks like by the time we're done with the other parts. But I just love the texture that that adds to the corner. And just think of the things you could do with these little texture bits with inks and such. There's so many things to think about. Okay. So I'm still going to use this as my little inking palette since I've kind of decided that's what it is. So let me wipe off that gel. Boy, everyone is quiet tonight. Okay. So here again, I'm going to go kind of through the same process as before. I'm going to just take the fossilized amber and go around the edges. And we'll notice because these are thinner, we're going to actually totally meet this in the center. And that's fine because that's kind of what I'm looking for anyways. Well, hello, Taz. All right, so I'm going to do the other one as well since we're still dipping into that fossilized amber color. So I don't know if you guys have noticed our Instagram today, but since it was announced, I guess I'm allowed to say that we are going to be a part of Stamptember again. Yes, the foil swatch dots were in the Create Your Knitting event supplies. You are correct. You can also use the swatch dots on the bottom of your, or on the top, rather, too, of your embossing jars and heat emboss it. You can do that as well. Yes, Penny, Stamptember. Hi, Kathy. So we are a part of Stamptember again, and we're so excited. I can't tell you when, so don't ask. We're not allowed to do that. I'm not actually sure if we know the full date yet, but it's a secret even if we did. Hello, Kathy. I'm better late than never. You are correct. I'm so glad you're here. So then I'm going to take, again, the vintage photo, just around the edges, you know. So we've already done the fossilized amber on the toner sheet. And now we're going to pop in with the vintage photo to give it that, you know, extra depth. But yeah, I'm really excited about Stamptember this year. I had a really good idea one day, and it's now a stamp. And it's the Stamptember stamp. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. But you'll see it eventually. You know, when it's our turn, right? And I know that our creative team is going to have so many Oh, hi, Pam. Oh, that's great. Yeah, they do really good videos. I'm so glad. Yeah, well, I will tell you though, our I just announced, I don't know if you just got here, we have added a virtual option to our album making event in October. So we do have a virtual option. So for anybody who is thinking about it, the option is there. But I'm so excited that you're going to make your first album. That's incredible. I love it. Stamptember is so much fun. You know what I think I love the most about Stamptember, to tell you the truth? So Science Stamp sends, so like every company that's participating, like us and everybody else, you know, we all design a stamp and we send it to them, and they, you know, they make it and they make a die, and well, sometimes a die, and you know, whatever it is. Most of them I think have dies. But regardless, so what they then do is they send the stamp to like a bunch of people on their design team. They send it to people on our design team, or you know, like Pink Fresh's design team, like whoever the daily person is. But the really cool thing is so many people and so many creative people um, participate in this and create things, and they all post, and there's just like such a sense of community around the Stamptember event. I think that's probably the best way to put it. That it really creates a strong sense of community in the craft industry, and I think that's really great. So, and I love to see what everyone else does. There's so many brands. There's some I just look forward to every year, because it's a time when you get something special and exclusive that you can't get any other way. And I love things like that. Limited edition stuff, right up my alley. Yeah, yes, there's so many videos, so much inspiration. It's so good. Um, is it on Facebook? I don't have Facebook. Actually, Pam, it's going to be streamed through Zoom for the October. If you're talking about the October event, it's going to go through Zoom. Now, there will be a Facebook group. So there's like a Facebook component, but I don't believe there's going to be anything on Facebook that you wouldn't be able to access on the Zoom, if that makes sense. So you don't have to have Facebook to participate in the October album making event. You do not. Things like the Create Your Own Ending event, yes, but that, no. Okay. So we got all this going, and now we're going to need to foil this as well. So I am going to just go ahead and, that's not gonna work. I need another piece. I'm gonna go ahead and put, I'm gonna make sure the pattern's going the same direction, you guys, right? We'll just do it this way. I'll get my little carrier sheet back out. Hi, Donna. Too techie. Yeah. Okay. So again, I'm just gonna pop this through our machine. Now that I have inked it all up, we're just gonna go and foil right over that inking. but I'm excited. So, our other piece is still drying. I'm holding out hope that it dries enough. We'll see. Maybe if I set it on top of the mink, because that's kind of hot. We'll do it that way. We'll see what happens. Yes, Pam, there will be a instruction. Well, there'll be a cutting list. But so here's the other thing, Pam. The videos, all the Zoom videos will be recorded and they'll be uploaded to YouTube after. So like a few days after. So for the, oh my gosh, you guys, you're not ready. I wasn't ready for this. This is the first time I'm trying this foil. Oh my gosh, hello, Rose. What a treat. Everyone's in the house now. Oh my word, you guys. I love this. Okay, I'm obsessed. This might be one of my favorite toner sheet. Look at it. Look at that shine. Okay, I need to settle myself down. But at any rate, okay, so this is now ready for our gatefold pieces for our album. So we did those first. So these two pieces are gatefold pieces. But, yes, so Donna, now that Donna's here too, I'll say it again, and Maria's here. So this will be, oh, surprise to Maria. Maria, I have figured out a way to have people attend the October event virtually as well as in person. So it's going to happen through Zoom, and I will be able to live stream through Zoom, and I will also be able to stream what we're doing onto the large screen at the conference room at the hotel. So anybody who was considering coming but can't make it in person, there's now a virtual option. I figured out how to ship it. I figured it all out. Yes, I figured all of that out. I'm so excited about it. It's gonna be such a fun weekend of creating memories, and ugh, it's so fun, you guys. But I'm obsessed with these toner sheets. Literally, oh my gosh, they're so pretty. It's working out so well, just as I had planned. So here's another thing that I'm doing. So I'm kind of building the pieces of this album page prior to me adding it into the book. Which is really cool because it's gonna look really awesome once we get it on into the little book. But it's okay. So now, because see there's little hinges on the back. The only thing I have to do is, Henry, come here. Henry's, sometimes he goes shopping in my craft room while I'm live. So I have to make sure that when he goes sashaying out the room that he doesn't have a mouthful of stamps or something. Okay, so I just did a little bit of a taper here because when we glue it in, I don't want to see that harsh paper edge across the top. All right. So we are going to have to put something on the inside here. So I think that that part is going to come from our paper pad that we're using for this album. So let me just go ahead and grab that really quick. And we can pick a piece of paper for the inside before we glue it in. And this is the Hello Pink Autumn Prima paper. So I kind of, remember we're having those flowers on the inside. I think I might use that plaid. Oh, there's a big plaid. boy, so many choices, you guys. We've already used the linen. We've used that already. I think it's going to be the plaid. Oh, but that pink. Okay. We'll do this pink. A compromise. So on this side it looks like this, but this side it's this kind of like pink situation. We're going to do that today. I am a pro at those mailed classes at this. I'm a pro at making little kits in general, I think, at this point. All right, so what were we at here? 2 1/4, and I think this was 7 3/8. No, 5/8. Yeah. Yeah, 2 1/4, 7 5/8. So I'm just gonna chop this down so we can have a little lining piece. Because I think this is, yeah. All right, so 2 1/4, 2 1/4, 7 5/8, 7 5/8. Perfecto. So then, bringing back our little pieces, you see they'll fit very nicely in here. And that's like a little bit of a flaparoo on our lining. And for this, I'm just going to take like a little bit of the vintage photo and just rough around the edge here. Feline children are hilarious. They roll glitter like catnip. Oh boy, I can imagine. I was using some glitter this weekend. You'll see it in my video when I post it, actually. I'm really holding out hope that our foiled piece dries. So I'll have to show you guys the stencils again since there's some latecomers. We have a new stencil series that is really handy dandy. I'm gonna actually put another one of them in ink on this pink to show you. Okay, perfect segue. So, you guys saw what I did with the gel here. I don't know if you can see it now, it's starting to dry, but it's textured, okay? So we have new stencils. They're 4x4 stencils. They come with these little chains, similar to Set the Scenes, and they're called texture tiles. So basically, they are little stencils that have different little kind of hand-drawn textured prints that you can add into albums. So I'm going to go ahead, and this time, I'm just going to ink this with the vintage photo, just very lightly. And you'll notice that I've just added this like kind of cool texture down there, or up there. And then I'm gonna do some of it over here as well. Okay. So, like I said, yes, I'm so glad you brought that up, Maria. These texture tiles are perfect for junk journaling. They really are. They really are. I'm going to be making, so I have so many plans, but I have, Kathy, they're called texture tiles, the stencils. Oh my gosh, a junk journal. We made one at the Create Your Own Ending event. I'm like frantically looking around my craft room to see where I put it. But I can show you if I can locate what I did with it. I was organizing my craft room this weekend, and let me think about it for a minute. I'm gonna glue these in while I think about this. Yeah, so one of the classes I taught at the Create Your Own Ending event was an envelope junk journal. So there's all different types of ways to create a junk journal, but I did one out of an envelope, and I'm actually going to do, I don't know, I might do it as a video, and maybe kind of partially on a live too later this year, but I want to do a Christmas one. So I love them. I just love everything about, making little books, and because the cool thing about that is, I mean, cards are great too. I love to make cards too. Um, in fact, our staycation event is completely card making in February. I got, you guys, so speaking of the staycation event, I got all of the proofs back today. Um, for all of the stamps and dies for the staycation event. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Okay, so now what I've done is I've built a kind of our gatefold, front and back, flaps, and we can go, I'm going to put it in the book. So I know we haven't really done a whole lot in this book yet. We made the whole book, and we started this, and we have all the pages in. But now, I don't want to do this on the first page. I want to do it in the middle here. So basically what's going to happen is these are going to get glued in. And then it's going to meet up perfectly in the center there and open out. So I'm going to glue the outside portion on first. And I'm really hoping that little thing with the gel is dry. I really, really am. Because then we'll be able to foil that section and put that in the book. All right. Oh my gosh, you guys, look. So look, it created a little page flap. But we're going to put the other one in. And then it's going to, do the same thing, but on the opposite side. So I'm just adhering glue to the back side of our little hinge flap, whatever you want to call this. It's a baby flapperoo. Oh my gosh. Do you guys remember that show? It's called Dinosaurs, and the little dinosaur that sat in the high chair, the baby, he said, "I'm the baby, gotta love me." Oh, that show is so funny. Oh my. Okay. It's called Dinosaurs, I think. I think it was just called Dinosaurs. So look, you guys, look how cool that is. So in this book, there's a little gatefold. Ta-da! Ching, ching, ching goes the trolley. All right, so I'm getting so impatient. I don't know if it's dry enough. It's pretty clear. I think it is kind of dry enough. I don't know. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna go for you guys. What's the worst that could happen? We'll have to foil over it, right? So I might need a new piece. That's okay. Or I could find a new color foil. But I don't know that anything else is going to really go, unless I had the brown. But I don't know where that would be. I know I have silver. I can see it. I don't feel like digging everything out, so we'll just use the same color. Or I guess I could use the other one, the pewter. We'll do the pewter. Is the part you're gluing? Yes, Donna, it is a 1/2 inch. Yep. You got it. All right, so back to the trick. So I just opened this pack, and again, this is what I do every time with these deco foil things. I trim off this bottom thing because this sticky little strip is like your worst enemy when it comes to pulling this foil out. It's just like the worst. So you have to take it off and get rid of it. And then your foils will pull out so nicely. All right, yeah, so I'm just gonna use the pewter ripples. And again, so I stenciled this with one of the new texture tiles and the duo gel. And again, I don't know if this is really dry enough, but we're gonna try it anyways because I'm being impatient right now and I really want you to see it work. So maybe if I run it through like twice, that's what we'll do. We'll run it through like 2 times. Yeah, it's a little sticky, but the duo is supposed to be sticky. Because the duo you can use without heat. And then we also have, I showed earlier, there's a swatch kit while we're waiting for that. So it comes with these printed out sheets and some of the swatch stickers so you can swatch out your decafoil, and then when you put it on there, this is what it looks like. So you can organize kind of like your foils, and then you'll know, and then you can create what you would call like a little foil file. So I did the copper ripples, and then I just started putting the stickers on here because I think that will be helpful. But, you know, maybe this weekend when I organize my craft space a little bit more, I will, I'll be able to do all the colors I have. All right, so it's almost done going through the second time. And we're going to hope that, that it worked. That it was dry enough. Because I was really overzealous about this. Whew, it is H-O-T. It looks like I had a little something on the carrier sheet that left a dirty mark, but that's okay because we're going to put other things over this anyways. So, moment of truth. Look, you guys, well, there's like one place up here that it's sticking to. So I'm just going to peel it nice and slowly. Okay, there's one little section right there that it probably wasn't fully dry, and right here. But look! Oh my god, I love it. Look at all this extra texture. And I mean, you can't really feel this through the screen, but it's like raised and bumpily. So I'm telling you, those stencils are gonna be my friend. I'm already excited. Because I was already thinking that you could totally use that stencil like in the center of just a plain card and ink that up and then just put like a die cut in the center and it'd be real simple. I know, how cool is that? It's like double foiled because I foiled these and then added the gel over top and foiled that. And now, here's the best part. It's already cut and sized and ready to go in our book. I get way too excited about this stuff, you guys. Okay. So here I go, just gluing her up. Glue, glue, glue. Alrighty. Line it up and you'll see that since I cut those, well, you might not see it, I can see it. But since I cut those little tapers on our flaps, you don't really see that extra paper poking at the top or bottom because we still have that nice border. I'm just gonna pop that on and then look. So we have our little gatefold and then ta-da, open that up. And there's a little dirtiness going on up here, but I can fix that with some other things. And I'm just gonna go ahead and add a little more ink anyways. Nothing a little ink can't fix. Right? So then I can take like a little tiny dipperoo into the vintage photo and just like back and forth over these ripples, and it'll catch a little bit of this on the sides. And then you have kind of like another little bit of a burnout effect. But yeah, and there'll be other things that will go in here. Like we can put a little mat. So this is something that would be actually really cool that I should probably just do right now. So I will put, okay, here we go. So if I wanted to put like a 4x4, haha, I figured it out. So if I wanted to put a little 4x4 photo in there, I could put a 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, which is, this is what this should be. 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 photo map. Kind of right over the center of all this. That's gonna be too big. It's gonna be a 3x3, so we'll do a 3 1/4. And then we can actually foil this too. It's so great when it comes out so well. I fully agree. So, okay, so here's what we're gonna do. So this is gonna be a little photo mat. So we're not gonna see kind of all of this. So I'm not going to use the fossilized amber. I'm just gonna use the vintage photo. And you'll see what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna really get the edges good. And what I'm gonna do is actually foil this with the pewter part that we did that extra texture bit on. And since I've been able to kind of go around the mountain here and fill all this in, once you put an actual photograph over top of this, you won't even really see the center, but I'll go ahead and rub in that anyways until, so it doesn't look like it's missing something. But okay, so here we go. take that. I don't know what happened to my little pewter piece. Hope Henry didn't take it. Hope Henry's not eating foil. But all right, so then I'm just gonna pop this in. We're gonna run that through. And it should be good in just a moment. Oh, it's underneath. That's where it went. And then we'll be able to put this little kind of photo mat up here. Also foiled. Okay. Look, you guys. Look how cool that looks. I love these toner sheets. Oh my word, do I love them. I think it needs, hold please. Hold please. I need another mat behind that. That's what I need to do. So I did 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. So now I'm just gonna do 3 1/2. By 3 1/2. How about that? Yeah, that's gonna work. I just have to round all the corners. And figure out what I did with my corner rounder, you guys. So, I think maybe it's in here. No. Found it. This is what happens when you organize your stuff. It's like I don't know where anything went. But it's okay, I found it. So this is just the 1/4 inch. I'm using the corner chomper. But there's 2 sides. There's a 1/2 and a 1/4. This, for this purpose, it's the 1/4. I know. I do end up losing everything. I will say where I put my ink storage now, that's very organized, and that has been very helpful. But unfortunately, nothing else seems to be very organized because I don't know where I put it. All right. And then I can just go ahead and round these so it's even. Also with the 1/4 inch. And then I'll just go around that edge so there's no white showing. Okay. And then first, I'm gonna glue this foiled photo mat to this piece. And this is just a piece of the linen scrap that I had used somewhere else in this book and cut it wrong. So yeah, that's going to look really nice. But this is the cool thing I think about making albums. So if you're like new to making albums, or just not even new, if you still like to make albums, you know, whatever you want to do, I think just kind of taking your time, like I have clearly with this, and you can just do like one little section at a time and put like all kinds of different techniques into it. I think that's kind of like the cool side of it. So now, like, while we only did one page tonight, we did like a really cool page. So, you know, it makes like, I think, a big difference when you kind of take the time to do that. And then I think I can really add a little bit more stenciling. I think we could add another bit of stencil texture. So for this one, I am going to use just a little bit of the fossilized amber. And actually, I'm going to go over top of what we've already put on here. And you're going to see this and how interesting this can look in 1 second. So I'm going to have to get this a little heavier so it's more pronounced. But look, it added like even more. And I'll do just a tiny bit of that down here so it's kind of cohesive. And there we go. So I don't know, let me hold this closer so you can see there's like 2 different layers of that now. I think it looks fun. And it all matches. And then this was one of those stencils too, and they're called texture tiles. How perfect. But look, you guys, so I know there's not much done, but we have that cool part, and now there's like this part. So when we open up to this page, it's like, ooh, wow, look how pretty. And then you open it up and it's like, oh, even more exciting. And then you can write some like journaling here or all kind of different things, put a cool picture there. Or you don't have to put a picture there. You can put a smaller picture if you want, 2x2, whatever. But that's why I say I encourage you to take your time. And then here's the cool part, you guys. So we still have the ability up here to add like a tag or something. So you could even do some foiling on a tag you create or all kind of stuff. But I love a little gatefold page. I might add some kind of like closure here. I'm not sure what I'll do there yet, but again, it's up to you. When you're creating stuff like this, like, it's just take your time. Take your time, use your supplies. Yeah, buttons and string, you're absolutely right, Donna. That is so true. Maybe if I find some of that like gold thread, that'd be a good idea with like a weird button. Yeah, that's a good idea. But anyways, so like I said, use your supplies. You know, I think that all the time. There's new stuff comes out and you try it once, but really go back to old things like the gels and the stenciling and just add all those things into one and foiling and look how fun and beautiful something can look. So yeah, that is my project for tonight. And like I said, we have all the new toner sheets. We have these 2 new kinds of foil. This is what I was using. And it came out at the perfect time because it matches this whole album so perfectly. And then obviously your foil transfer swatch guide thing. This is really great for me, I think. This will help me in my organization journey. That's what I'm calling it. I'm on an organization journey. I don't know when that journey will end, if ever, but I'm on an organization journey. That's what I'm going to say. So thank you all for watching me tonight. And don't forget that our album making event in October does now have a virtual option. So be sure to check that out if you're interested, if you love to make albums. We're going to make so many fun things. And use your foil, create some texture, or put some layers on your project. Do something fun. All right? So I will see all of you very soon. Thank you for tuning in on this Thursday night. I always love spending time with all of you. So have a great evening and have a wonderful weekend. Oh, it's Labor Day and Monday, so happy Labor Day, everyone. Holiday weekend, 3-day weekend for most. Alrighty, good night, everybody.